بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. I want to first start by reminding myself and everybody, inshallah, to renew our intentions to make sure that we're doing this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that we're doing this so that, inshallah, with every letter that we pronounce, we will get 10 hasanat, and also with the intention that after this, inshallah, we'll be consistent with reading the book of Allah, at a certain pace, hopefully consistently until we meet Him. And also to have the intention that after learning how to read, probably take the next step of learning how to read with tajweed, and then also after reading with tajweed, also learning the meaning and understanding what we read, understanding the Arabic while we're reading. And that will be the best, inshallah, if we have the intention, at least if we die, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with His generosity will count it for us on the Day of Judgment. Today we're going to resume with Dummah. We're going to finish reading the words in this table. As usual, you can see that there are spaces available that are empty under every word. That's for you to fill. I'm not going to do that in this table. You can do that at your own pace when you're reviewing the videos or when you go through the book. Also a reminder, you can always send me an email if you do need the electronic version of this book that we're going through. At my email address, you can also find it at the video, but I'll post my email address, which is my name, my full name, Marwan_al_Masri@hotmail.com, and I'll email you a version if you need one. So let's start reading from right to left. This is the letter Fa, but we have a different accent. We said this accent make it sound like with an U sound at the end. So this is Fu. This is Ta, Si, Fu, Qu, Khu, Lu, Qu, Ku, Ku, Bi, Ta, Lu, Lu, Ai, Na, Mu, Ra, Na, Mu, Nu, U, Dhu, Nu, Hu, Hu, Wa, Wu, Ra, A, Wu, Yu, Yu, Ri, Di, Tu, Sha, Ja, Ra, Tu. So the pace that I'm reading at right now is for this stage is I would qualify it as an excellent pace. So it's very fast pace. If you're keeping up with me, you're doing very well. If not, if you're not there yet, that's okay. When you go through the video, again, read the words, pause the video in between before I start pronouncing it, and then check if you did pronounce it correctly. And you want to try to practice so that you get used to recognizing the letter faster. And then, this will only come with practice, of course. And just a note here, there's this alif, this symbol with a small circle on top. In the masahif, only in the Qur'ans, that's not true in the Arabic language outside the Qur'an. In the Qur'an, they use certain symbols, and most of the masahif, whenever they have this one, and I'll share with you the mushaf afterwards. We're going to read a couple of lines, inshallah. If that's there, that means you ignore the letter under it. So anytime you see a letter, even let's say if there's a ya, if you see a circle on top of it, of this form in the Quran that at least I'm sharing with you, you ignore it and you don't pronounce it. Read, write, and practice. What we're going to do is I'm going to read with you these words, and then I'm going to write the first row of them, showing you how, to double check that you're moving your pen correctly from top to bottom, right to left. And then we'll move on to reading a few lines from the Quran, inshallah. So let's first read. Da, O, Fa, Ta, Da, O, Qu, Ri, A, Fa, Qu, Ti, La, Ya, Ku, Mi, Ta, Ku, Khu, Lu, Qu, Ru, Su, Lu, Khu, Mu, Sa, Hu, Nu, Fi, Kha. Au, Nu, Qi, Ka, Fa, Hu, Wa, Du, Bu, Ra, Hu, Li, Yu, Ri, Ya, Hu, Ha, Sa, Bu, Thu, Lu, Fa, Hu, Ka, ثو را فا جو مي ع صو حو في أ جي دو ذو بي ح فا با صا رو كا أ تا ذا رو رو سو لو أ عي ضو كا. So this is the end of our lessons for Dummah, and then there's our final and fourth basic accent sukun, which we're going to talk about next time. But let's first write together this on your notepad. Please write down these three words. I'll give you a few seconds ahead of me to write them down, and then I'll start writing them down as well. As usual, the basic rule is top to bottom, right to left. The only exceptions are really the loops, the small circles and the big loops. And we're going to review them again right now. So I'm going to start doing the first one. You can either finish what you're doing and then review the answer, or you can stop and look at how I'm moving the pen on the screen to make sure that that's how your pen was moving during writing. So, like we said, usually from top to bottom, right to left, but when you start a loop, in a loop, there's nothing on the right side to start from. So you actually start from here, right? So you usually start from the left side for the loops. You start like this, you do the small little tooth right here, and then you keep going. Then you make the invert triangle, and then you do this small loop, and you're done. You add the dots, and then you finally add the accents, top to bottom, like this. And this one, as always, you don't start with the dots, right? The dots is after the form. First, you do the form of the letter. So top to bottom with the form, then the loop, then finally like that, you add the dots, and then the accents. Ta, Da. Oh, for this one, now notice like how these three, if there was a line where you're writing at, this is where all three are at the same line and then the tail is under the line. These three are all on the same line. Here the line is, let's say, over here. So the qaf is higher, right? So it's our line is right here. We start with the qaf right here. We can go down with the ra. Put the dots. There's a hamza here. Qu, ri, a. Okay. Like I said, the rest you can do on your own. You can take it your time. Some of you like to take snapshots. I'll try to put this page in front of you to take snapshots. Some of you already have the book. You can do it on your book. Some of you like to pause and do it, so you can do any way you like. And then what I'll do right now is I want to share with you a page of the Quran, and we're going to read together a couple of lines with the letters and the accents that we recognize. The stuff that we recognize, we're either going to be ignoring or we're going to be skipping, okay? But we want to, like I said before, get used to seeing the letters in the Quran because they are, you know, the Quran, especially, you know, for those people who like to see the physical Quran, it's actually very packed, right? Like right here, I actually always expand it for you guys. But if you see the actual physical letters, if you see it from far, like in front of you, it's like all the words are put together. It's actually a frightening sight for a beginner. But I want you to take it easy and go letter by letter, right to left, and recognize the forms and then recognize the accents on top or below. And that's how we're going to go and read, right? So we're going to start from here. This is the, li, ka, bi, a. This is na. We haven't learned this yet, but ignoring this will be na. This is the name of Allah. It has two L's with a Fath'a. La, ha. We're going to talk about this. There's tajweed rules why we pronounce the name of Allah as such. This is hu, wa. This is something we're going to learn in the future. This is a la, but with a sukoon, so we haven't learned this accent yet. Okay. And this is a ha. This is, without this wiggly sign, this is qu, wa, a, na, hu. This tooth comes with these two dots way below. This is some of the toughest, tricky forms to figure out. And not all Qurans look the same, by the way. Some of them look simpler to read than this form. So some Qurans actually gonna show it like this. So some Quran is going to be straightforward for you to read. It's going to be look just like the examples we learned. So yuhyi is going to look something like that, like this. But in this Quran, there's differences between Qur'ans, and this one they show it as such. So this is the ha, but with sukoon. We haven't studied that yet. This is a ya without the dots. We said that this Qur'an that we're sharing together does not show the dots in the bottom, but this is a ya with a kasrah, yi. So this is a yi. This is a la without, if there was a Fath'a. This is a ma. If we had a Fath'a, this would have been a wa. This is a ta. This is the letter ya, but there's a symbol on top of it, so we're going to ignore for now. Wa. Ignoring this symbol, this will be na. This is hu. A. La. Ku. Li. Sha. This is a ya with an accent that we haven't learned yet, and this is a hamza with two kasras, so it's also an accent that we haven't learned yet. But you can actually see that all the letters, almost 95% probably of everything that we've gone through, you recognize. The accents, we're about 80% there. And we're getting closer. I ask you to read like just what we did today. Go through the Quran and read one page to have more practice and recognize better the letters. And I'll see you inshallah tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.